You've probably done it today, maybe even this morning. Reached out, stroked your dog's head thinking, "Oh, I'm just showing love." But what if that sweet gesture is quietly breaking your bond? I thought I was being affectionate, until one moment changed everything. My dog didn't bark, didn't flinch, just turned her face away. And in that silence, I realized something was wrong. Millions of dog lovers unknowingly trigger stress in their pets with this one common mistake. But here's the good news, you can fix it today. You're about to discover 10 truths that turn every touch into a connection your dog actually wants. Let's start with the most common and most misunderstood mistake we all make. We think of head pats like a warm hug. Dogs, they feel it more like a surprise attack. To us, it's gentle. To them, it's a hand coming from above, unpredictable, looming, and fast. That's not affection, that's intimidation. Dogs are hardwired for survival. A hand to the head feels like being pinned. So what do most dogs do? They go still. They let it happen. Not because they like it, but because they've learned to be good. But watch closely. Head tilts, eye flicks, weight shifts, or that soft pullback. Those aren't quirks, they're quiet pleas. I don't like this, but I trust you, so I'll stay still. The saddest part? We miss the signs because they're so subtle. No growl, no bark, just discomfort disguised as calm. Now imagine this, if someone walked up to you and placed their hand on your head, no warning, no reason, would you feel loved or invaded? Your dog's not misbehaving, they're just trying to speak a language we haven't been taught. But what are those hidden signs they give before the bark ever comes? Wait until you see what their eyes are actually telling you. Your dog may not speak, but they're always telling you how they feel. The trick is knowing where to look, and it always starts with the eyes. Ever noticed your dog glancing sideways and suddenly you see the whites of their eyes? That's called the whale eye. And it's not cute, it's a warning sign. It means, I'm uncomfortable but I don't want to upset you. Here's the hard truth. Dogs don't always resist when they're stressed. They go quiet, still. Their way of saying, I'm trying to be good but I don't feel safe. And it doesn't stop there. Flattened ears, lip licking, that tiny head turn or weight shift backward. Those are all signs your dog is trying to create distance without making a scene. The reason they don't bark or snap isn't because they're fine. It's because they're trying not to disappoint you. Think about that. They're willing to be uncomfortable just to keep you happy. And when we don't notice those signs, that's when the bond quietly starts to fray. Not from anger, not from punishment, but from silence. And yet, one of the most common ways we trigger that silent stress, it's with something we think is sweet, comforting, even loving, a hug. And what that does to your dog might break your heart. To us, a hug means love, comfort, warmth. To a dog, it can feel like being trapped. When you wrap your arms around your dog, you're removing their escape route. You're closing in on their body. And for many dogs, that's terrifying, especially if they didn't ask for it. You might see your dog freeze, look away, lick their lips, or give that soft sigh that sounds content, but isn't. Even if they don't resist, that doesn't mean they're enjoying it. Most dogs don't push back because they don't want to upset you, they just go still. But stillness doesn't always mean peace, it can mean stress. And here's where it gets even more painful. Some dogs start to associate affection with discomfort. Not because you're doing something wrong on purpose, but because their signals were missed over and over again. Over time, those little moments add up. They greet you a little less enthusiastically. They linger a little less after a cuddle. Not because they love you less, but because they don't know how to feel safe in those moments anymore. But here's the beautiful part. You can change that. And the way to start? Touch your dog where they actually enjoy it. When dogs want affection, they don't lean their heads into our hands. They lean their bodies into us. That's your first clue. The most comforting touch for a dog doesn't come from above. It comes from the side, the shoulders, the chest, the base of the tail. These are places where dogs feel safe, secure, and seen. Try this. Sit beside your dog. Gently place your hand on their shoulder, not their head. Move slowly down their back in a smooth, steady motion. Watch what happens. They'll lean in, maybe sigh. Some will close their eyes. That's not just tolerance, that's trust. That's them saying, more please. And if you really want to see your dog melt, gently rub the base of their tail. It's packed with sensitive nerves and hard for them to reach. For many dogs it's pure bliss. But here's the key, let them guide it. You're not petting a toy, you're speaking a language. And the moment you start listening with your hands, that's when the connection deepens. But even the perfect touch can fall flat if you skip one critical step. Affection without permission? That's not love, it's pressure. And dogs feel that, even if they never pull away. Here's a simple rule that changes everything. Pet for 3 seconds, then pause. That pause is powerful. It gives your dog the chance to say, yes, I want more. Or that's enough for now. If they lean in, nudge your hand, or stay close, go ahead, keep going. But if they turn their head, shift away, or just sit still without leaning in, that's a no. And that no is sacred. Respecting it doesn't weaken your bond, it strengthens it, because now, you're not just petting them. You're listening. When dogs feel in control of their own body, their confidence grows. Their trust in you deepens. They realize, you hear me, you see me, you understand. And that's something no toy, no treat, no fancy training can ever replace. But this doesn't just apply to you and your dog. It matters just as much, if not more, when meeting a dog for the first time. You love dogs, all of them. But not all dogs love strangers, especially strangers who reach straight for their heads. Imagine meeting someone for the first time, and instead of a handshake, they touch your face. It's weird, right? For dogs, it's the same, only scarier. So here's what to do instead. Lower yourself a bit. Turn your body sideways. Don't stare. Then gently extend your hand, palm down, fingers loose, and stop. Let the dog come to you. Let them sniff. That sniff? It's their version of, "Hi, who are you?" If they lean in or stay nearby, that's a yes. If they turn away, look down, or freeze, that's their polite way of saying, "Not today." If the dog accepts you, start with gentle strokes on the shoulder or chest. Never go straight for the head or back. That's earned, not assumed. And here's something every dog owner needs to hear. You have the right to protect your dog from unwanted touch. If someone reaches for your dog's head, don't be shy. Just say, "She prefers shoulder scratches." It's not rude. It's respectful. And more importantly, it makes your dog feel safe. And safety is what love feels like. To them. But there are still a few spots on a dog's body that should almost always be off limits, even for you. Some parts of your dog's body seem innocent to touch, until you understand how they feel. Paws, tails, legs, these are sensitive zones, and for many dogs, they're off limits. Let's start with the paws. They're packed with nerve endings, and your dog needs them to feel stable on different surfaces. So when you grab a paw suddenly, it's like someone grabbing your foot while you're trying to balance. Startling, uncomfortable, distracting. The tail? It's an extension of their spine. Even a light tug or casual touch can send a shock of discomfort through their nervous system. And legs, especially the hind ones, are deeply tied to your dog's sense of safety. They use them to run, jump, protect themselves. So touching them without warning? It's vulnerable. It can even feel threatening. Now some dogs do learn to tolerate this during grooming or vet visits, but that's not the same as enjoying it. There's a difference between allowing touch and welcoming it. And here's something to remember. Just because your dog lets you touch a spot, doesn't mean they want strangers, or even family, to do the same. Give your dog the freedom to set the boundaries. That's how trust is built, and how safety is felt. But what about kids? Kids love dogs, and dogs often love kids. But that bond can be fragile if we don't teach children how to listen with their eyes. Dogs don't always bark or growl when they're uncomfortable. They show it with stillness, head turns, gentle retreat. But most kids don't notice that. They just see a furry friend and go in for the hug, the head pat, the tug-of-war tail grab. And for a dog, that can be overwhelming, even scary. So here's a simple way to help your child understand. Teach them the rule. Pet, pause, respect. Pet the dog gently, only on safe zones like the shoulders or chest. Pause after a few seconds. Respect the answer. If the dog leans in, that's a yes. If the dog moves away, that's a no. Use stuffed animals to demonstrate where it's okay to touch. Make it a game. Let's find the happy spot. Praise your child when they listen, and always supervise interactions, because your dog may love your kids deeply, but they still need boundaries. And when your child learns how to listen to those quiet signals, something beautiful happens. The dog feels respected, the child feels responsible, and their bond, it grows on trust, not force. But there's still one more piece of the puzzle. Even gentle, respectful petting can go too far, if it lasts too long. Even the most loving touch can wear thin, if it overstays. Dogs, like people, have limits. What starts as relaxing can turn into irritation if we don't pay attention. And most of us, we miss the moment when affection turns into pressure. Here's the simple truth. Short, intentional touch is better than long, thoughtless touch. 5 seconds of gentle, welcome strokes, followed by a pause, often means more to your dog than a full minute of non-stop petting. It's not about duration, it's about choice and awareness. Some dogs will sit in your lap for hours, others prefer a quick side rub, then space. Neither is wrong, but both deserve to be heard. So the next time you reach out to pet your dog, remember, touch softly, pause often, and listen without words. Because when you respect your dog's quiet signals, something beautiful happens. They start to lean in more, stay longer, and that's when you know you're not just petting your dog, you're connecting with them. Before you go, drop a comment below. Where does your dog actually love being touched? Your story might help someone else notice something they've missed for years. If this video opened your eyes to how your dog truly feels, imagine what you'll learn when we talk about how they sleep. Next up, why your dog sleeps with you and no one else at night. It's not just love, it's instinct, trust, and something even deeper. You'll never look at bedtime cuddles the same again. And if this video helped you connect with your dog in a new way, please, like, comment, and subscribe.